All right, just like the NFL thing, there's stipulation with this. So what I'm giving you today is my prediction for every bowl game, excluding college football playoff bowl games. There will be a video you guys can watch Sunday where I will go over predicting the entire college football playoff, who I think is going to be champion, why, all of that. But right now, we're just going over the other games. Got it, good. This is going to be a long one, strap in. First of all, Jackson State versus South Carolina State at the Cricket Celebration Bowl, December 14th, 12 p.m. That's this Saturday. And I have South Carolina State because the great Shaq Leonard went there, and he was a great linebacker here for the Colts. IS4S, Salute to Veteran Bowl, South Alabama versus Western Michigan. I'm not giving scores, by the way. I'm straight picking, y'all. South Alabama versus Western Michigan. Give me South Alabama. I like their team. Next up, Scooter's Coffee Frisco Bowl. Give me Memphis going against West Virginia. I think Memphis is a very well put together team. West Virginia has been iffy, and I'm sure they're going to have more opt-outs. Boca Raton Bowl. And by the way, we're actually looking at these games like it's team versus team. Screw the opt-outs. Western Kentucky versus James Madison. Got to take James Madison. Shout out to them for giving us Coach Signetti. I will always be thankful. Art of Sport LA Bowl. Okay, these bowl games are very long. Hosted by Gronk. California versus UNLV. Give me UNLV. California is a very good team. UNLV is really good. This will be a close game, though. Very close game. R plus L carries. New Orleans Bowl. Georgia Southern versus Sam Houston. Shout out Sam Houston for getting here, and I think they're going to win it. They had a terrible season last year. They get to a bowl game this year. They will win in close fashion. Staffordshire Cure Bowl. Ohio versus Jacksonville State. This is an interesting game. Jacksonville State, Ohio, both are, this is the Cure Bowl, which I like. Good, for the cure, cancer. Give me Ohio. I like their quarterback better than Jacksonville State. Jacksonville State has a pretty good defense, though, but give me Ohio, and it might win by 2 scores. Union Home Mortgage Bowl. This is December 20th. All the ones I've mentioned recently are December 20th. Well, at least the Cure Bowl in this one. Tulane versus Florida. I like Tulane's team, but I like Florida better, especially because I think Lagway's probably going to play because he's still going to have another year of eligibility. So definitely give me Florida. Next up, Myrtle Beach Bowl. Coastal Carolina versus UTSA. This is December 23rd. Give me Coastal Carolina. I like their team better than UTSA just a little bit. Next up, famous Idaho Potato Bowl. Northern Illinois versus Fresno State. Give me Northern Illinois. One of the best teams in the MAC conference versus a Fresno State team that really struggled this year compared to what they could have been. So give me Northern Illinois in that one. Hawaii Bowl, South Florida versus San Jose State. Give me San Jose State. Very slept-on team this year. I really enjoyed them. They gave Boise State actually the second most problems next to Wyoming. And then obviously Oregon gave them the most because they lost to them. But San Jose State, serious football team. Pittsburgh versus Toledo. Toledo had a great start to the season, but then just became a middle-of-the-pack MAC team versus Pitt, who had also an amazing start to the season and then just became a bad team at the end of the season. So this is both good at the beginning, bad at the end. Who's going to end better? I think it's going to be Pittsburgh, and I think it's going to be close. Rutgers versus Kansas State in Phoenix, Arizona, December 26th at the Rate Bowl. I love what Rutgers did this year. They exceeded my expectations. Kansas State kind of didn't exceed my expectations. Give me Rutgers, barely, probably about like 3. 68 Ventures Bowl, December 26th in Mobile, Alabama. Arkansas State versus Bowling Green. Give me Bowling Green. They have Balzac, who I used to call Ballsack when he was here at Indiana, and it's cool that he's succeeding at Bowling Green. They gave Penn State fits this year. They will have no problem with Arkansas State. Lockheed Martin Armed Forces Bowl, Oklahoma versus Navy. Give me Navy. I think Navy's had a really good season. They're going to want to cap it off. I think they're also going to lose to Army, if you're wondering what I'm thinking of the Army versus Navy game, right? I think Navy's going to lose, meaning that Navy's going to be pissed coming into here, and they're really going to want to beat Oklahoma and make a point. Georgia Tech versus Vanderbilt, Birmingham Bowl. This is a great bowl game. This is basically the ACC's dark horse, little middle pack team versus middle pack Vanderbilt. This is one of those games that will be bragging rights for the conference. Give me Georgia Tech. I think Georgia Tech was a better team during the year, low-key. Obviously, Vanderbilt had bigger wins, but the way Tech plays people is incredible. I love their defense. I love their quarterback. I love their wide receivers, even though one of them's about to leave, Singleton. But give me Tech, probably by 3. AutoZone Liberty Bowl, Texas Tech versus Arkansas. Give me the Red Raiders. Texas Tech beating Arkansas. Arkansas is pretty disappointing. Texas Tech, not like they're much better, but yeah, give me Tech. All right, Syracuse versus Washington State. DirecTV Holiday Bowl. Give me Syracuse. Syracuse is good. I think they are going to play everybody too. Washington State will too. Washington State, though, started off really hot, fell off towards the end, and I don't really love that, trajectory. I like came up at the end. Syracuse came up at the end. If they would have played better in the early season, we would have been talking about them for that ACC championship, and maybe even going on to win it. They beat Clemson. No, they didn't beat Clemson. They beat Miami to get Clemson into that championship. Never forget. Texas A&M versus USC in the SRS Distribution Las Vegas Bowl. Give me A&M. This is a no-brainer. USC was really not that great this year. A&M was good. UConn versus North Carolina, Wasabi Fenway Bowl. North Carolina just got Bill Belichick, and they're about to get another win here, 35-28. Don't know why I gave y'all a score for that one. There you go. You're lucky. Boston College versus Nebraska, Bad Boy Mowers Bowl. Bronx, New York. Give me Boston College. They're a better team than Nebraska. Isleta, New Mexico Bowl. Louisiana versus TCU. The Raging Cajuns had a good season. TCU had a slightly better one. Give me TCU. Iowa State versus Miami in the Pop-Tarts Bowl. The most important bowl game of the year, folks. And you're like, oh, well, Luke, what about the college football playoff ones? Knock it off, dude. Iowa State versus Miami. Give me the Cyclones. Miami's defense is terrible. Iowa State had a pretty dang solid offense. Give me them with the win. Snoop Dogg Arizona Bowl, presented by Gin and Juice by Dre and Snoop. Are you kidding me with these names? Miami of Ohio versus Colorado State. Give me Miami of Ohio. Obviously disappointed me and many in that MAC championship, but Colorado State I don't think is going to be able to keep up. Miami of Ohio is also going to be pissed. You got to take that into consideration. Getting angry. Go Bowling Military Bowl. East Carolina versus NC State. Give me East Carolina. I really like these guys. I watched them play a few times this year. I watched them play Liberty until like 3 a.m. because they had multiple rain delays and stuff. They have a cornerback who's going to go first or second round in the draft. So really solid defense. I think that's going to be enough to stop NC State. All right. Alamo Bowl. BYU versus Colorado. What a game this will be. Give me Colorado. Although no one's really going to play for them. No one's going to play for BYU either. They got probably drafted eligible guys. Both teams had a great year. I think Colorado's future is brighter than BYU's, so give me them with the win. Marshall versus Army. Radiance Technologies Independence Bowl. Marshall versus Army is going to be a good game. Give me Army. I think Army's having a magical season. They had one loss to Notre Dame, but overall, this is one of the best Army seasons in the last, 50, 60, 70 years. So shout out Army. Iowa versus Missouri. Trans-Perfect Music City Bowl. Give me Missouri. Iowa is just not a very, I don't like Iowa. They're not a very good football team. I don't like how they play football and all that. I know they're in the Big Ten. Oh, look, you got a sport. I'm just telling you what I see. Missouri's a better team. ReliaQuest Bowl, Alabama versus Michigan. This is the bowl game that you probably cared about me predicting. Everyone's going to opt out on both sides, and I think that gives me Michigan. This Alabama team's not going to be motivated to play. You saw when they weren't motivated to play this year, they could lose a game by 21 to a 6-6 team. I don't think it'll be that bad. It'll probably be a 3-point win by Michigan. Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl, Louisville versus Washington. Give me Washington. I think Louisville's okay this year, but Washington actually showed me more consistency at times than Louisville. Louisville is the most up and down football team I've ever seen. Cheez-It Citrus Bowl, South Carolina versus Illinois. This is a game, though, where people are going to be shocked. South Carolina, although hot as hell, although amazing, give me Illinois. I really like what they're doing over there, and I think they're going to win. Baylor versus LSU, Kinder's Texas Bowl, December 31st. Give me Baylor. This Baylor team came up hot at the end of the year. Check the stats. LSU, on the other end, has been blown out by some really good teams and just straight up not looked good this year. All right, Taxpayer Gator Bowl, Duke versus Ole Miss. Give me Ole Miss. Thought I was going to say Duke. No, although they have played very good this year, their quarterback's ready to transfer. They seem to be in dissorts. Ole Miss, on the other hand, they're going to be back next year, just the same Ole Miss, and they're going to win. North Texas versus Texas State, Battle of Texas in the First Responder Bowl in Dallas, Texas. So Texas. Give me North. If I was an idiot. Give me Texas State. Texas State, they got that guy from Auburn still, I think, in like his 7th year or whatever, but give me them. Minnesota versus Virginia Tech, Duke's Mayo Bowl. I like this bowl. They get mayo poured on their head, and I think it's going to be Minnesota who gets it poured. Love Minnesota's team. Buffalo versus Liberty in the Bahamas Bowl. This one is in Nassau, Bahamas. Buffalo, Liberty. Give me Liberty. Buffalo had a pretty good year, but Liberty had a better one. Next up. Oh, that is it. That's it. Okay. Well, thank you guys for watching. And that has been Luke, or Aflac Time, signing out. Peace!